Welcome to this explainer. I'm putting on my senior consultant hat today because we've got a very specific and frankly absolutely critical goal. We are going to calibrate your AI judgment skills to build a flexible, future-proofed AI support strategy. Look, if you manage systems or lead a team, you already know AI is moving at lightning speed. And by lightning speed, I mean that shiny, expensive new software you just bought. It might literally be outdated by the time you finish your morning coffee. So our objective today is to make sure the strategy you build reduces that obsolescence risk and actually holds its value, no matter what technological curveballs get thrown your way.
To get there, we're going to follow a proven consultant's framework. We'll quickly cover the inevitability of change, the 5 core elements of adaptability, how to make strategic AI decisions, the anti-patterns you absolutely must avoid, and then map out your 5-year vision. Let's dive right in.
Section 1. The inevitability of change. Before we build a single thing, we have to confront the reality of the sandbox we're playing in. Listen to this quote for a second. Future-proofing means building for change, not betting on permanence. I actually had a client once who spent millions of dollars hard-coding a proprietary customer support bot. Millions, only to scrap the entire thing a year later because a much better, cheaper model hit the market and their system was too rigid to integrate it. In the AI world, what's cutting edge today is just table stakes tomorrow. We have to pivot as the tech evolves rather than bolting our door shut and hoping for the best.
So there are 5 forces of change coming for you. This isn't a maybe scenario. This is for sure happening. First, technology evolution. Better models are going to emerge and replace what you're using right now. Second, customer expectations. Your users are going to expect flawless quality, not clunky bots that send them in endless circles. Third, the regulatory landscape. Privacy and compliance rules are absolutely going to tighten up. Fourth, organizational needs. Your business will grow, and support complexity will shift right along with it. And fifth, competitive pressure. Your competitors are deploying new tools too, and your advantage will completely erode if you stay static. If you don't plan for these 5 forces, well, you're going to be in for a very unpleasant surprise.
Moving on to Section 2, the 5 elements of adaptability. Let's look at the actual structural cure for those rigid, outdated systems. The very first, and honestly most critical element, is modular architecture. This simply means your system's components are completely independent and can be swapped out like Lego bricks. You have to decouple your components, so your AI response drafting system should be entirely separate from your ticket routing system. Use standard APIs, guys, not hard-coded direct integrations. Why? Because when a radically better drafting tool drops next year, you want to just unplug the old one and plug in the new one without breaking your whole support infrastructure. Monolithic, tangled systems are the absolute enemy of future-proofing.
Element 2 is knowledge capture. Document your decisions. Why did you choose a vendor? What were your constraints? 2 years from now, nobody's going to remember why you built it that way. Element 3 is monitoring and metrics. You need baseline metrics for accuracy so you can catch when an AI goes off the rails. Element 4, flexibility in vendor relationships. Negotiate those exit clauses so you can actually migrate your data if you need to jump ship. And Element 5, continuous learning and experimentation. Dedicate 10 to 20% of your team's time strictly to exploring new tools. And here's a pro tip, use a quick checklist for evaluating task risk versus AI capability. Just ask, is this task low risk enough for a fun pilot experiment, or is it way too critical to hand over to a brand new AI? That simple checklist keeps your innovation layer totally safe.
All right, Section 3, making strategic AI decisions. As a leader, you are constantly going to be evaluating some pretty major trade-offs.
The biggest one we need to talk about is vendor lock-in. This is when you are so deeply tied to one vendor that you literally cannot switch without massive cost and downtime. Imagine handing the only set of keys to your entire house to a single contractor, and then they decide to just up and move to another country. It's a massive risk. If your vendor goes bankrupt, gets acquired, or just gets lazy and stops innovating, your entire support operation is totally paralyzed.
It's a classic tug of war. The lock-in approach gives you that deep, proprietary vendor integration. You get a tailored fit, which is great, but the vulnerability is severe. The flexibility approach uses standard APIs across multiple vendors. Sure, it's a bit more complex to architect up front, but it massively reduces your long-term risk. My recommendation as your consultant, balance is best. Go ahead, integrate deeply with the primary vendor, but you absolutely must maintain the integration layers to easily swap to alternatives if things go south.
Next up, the trade-off of cutting-edge versus stable AI tools. The cutting-edge stuff gives you the absolute newest capabilities, but it comes with instability, and frankly, it comes with hallucinations. We've all seen it, right? Those tools that confidently invent fake legal citations or just completely fabricate statistics out of thin air. The stable approach protects you against those wild hallucinations, but you risk falling behind the competition. The winning strategy here is stratification. Keep your core systems, like main ticket routing, stable and boring. Then build an innovation layer on top where you can safely test the wild, cutting-edge stuff in a limited scope.
Then there's the age-old debate, build in-house versus buy third-party. Building in-house gives you total control, but man, it is incredibly expensive and the maintenance never ends. Buying from a third party is way cheaper and outsources the headache, but makes you vendor dependent. So here is your strategic sweet spot. Buy your core AI models from the big third parties, but build your own integration and customization layer in-house. You protect your modularity and you keep your costs manageable. Win-win.
Section 4. Avoiding common anti-patterns. Honestly, as a coach, I spend half my time just telling teams what not to do. Let's look at the traps that completely ruin a future-proofing strategy.
Anti-pattern number 1, betting everything on one technology. This is blindly assuming a single vendor is going to be the ultimate solution forever. The market is way too volatile for that. If you bet the farm on one tool and they suddenly pivot or fold, you're toast. You have to diversify.
Anti-pattern 2 is probably the most common one I see, no monitoring, leading to surprise failures. Teams deploy an AI, high-five each other, and assume it's just going to run perfectly forever. The models drift. Suddenly, that helpful bot is generating totally fabricated statistics or sending your customers completely fake policy citations. If you aren't continuously monitoring, nobody notices the degradation until angry customers are blowing up your support lines.
Anti-pattern 3 is skill degradation. What happens when your one absolute AI rockstar gets poached by a competitor? You are left holding a very expensive black box that nobody else knows how to run. Spread that knowledge around. And anti-pattern 4 is a static strategy. You write a brilliant 5-year plan and you stubbornly stick to it. But by year 2, the market is completely different. If you execute a static plan, you are literally executing yesterday's playbook. Your strategy has to evolve annually. Finally, Section 5, your 5-year AI vision. Let's translate all of this into a concrete timeline for building a resilient strategy.
Here's how it builds out. In year 1, you are purely foundational. Deploy proven tools, build those modular API layers, and get your baseline metrics running. Do not chase shiny objects yet. In year 2, you review and start experimenting. Pull out that task risk checklist we talked about and pilot new tools in low-risk spots. In year 3, you actively evolve. Upgrade those swappable components and fix what's weak. By years 4 and 5, your architecture should be so flexible that you're just easily snapping in the next major tech wave rather than running around in a panic.
I want to bring us back to this one powerful truth. Future-proofing isn't about predicting the future exactly. It's about building capability to adapt. That is the hallmark of true strategic leadership. You aren't wasting time trying to guess exactly which AI model will win the race in 5 years. Instead, you're building the organizational muscle and the architecture to be totally unfazed no matter what happens. You're ready for change, not surprised by it.
So, I'm going to leave you with a provocative question to chew on. What would truly future-proof AI support look like in your organization 5 years from now? Seriously, take a hard look at your systems today. Are they modular? Could you swap your main vendor tomorrow if you absolutely had to? Are you actually checking task risk versus AI capability before deploying? Challenge yourself to assess your adaptability right now. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Get out there, decouple those components, and I will see you next time.